Welcome to The Kindness Project, the podcast designed to share stories of kindness and share how kindness can make positive change in our world, one small act at a time.
In this week's episode of The Kindness Project, we talk about the Kindness Project mug, the Kindness Project book, and we have part one of our interview with Paul Minter from the charity Head Up.
Welcome one and all to...
What's up?
You're right, chaps.
What's up? And do you remember that? You won't remember what's up, will you? Right, you remember what's up, don't
I
you?
do.
What's up?
I do.
Anyway, righto, welcome one and all to our circus of madness that is the Kindness Project.
The Kindness Project and the Multiverse of Madness. I'm joined by our very own Doctor Strange, it's Russell Times. And our very own Scarlet Witch, me. And what would you be? Who would you be in the MCU?
Wong.
Wong. Our very own Wong. If loving her is Wong, I don't want to be right.
That does sound totally wrong.
It's Charlotte. How are we doing today, chaps?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Sorry, is there a delayed reaction or something?
Yeah, both of our
Yeah.
brains were deactivated for a moment and then reactivated. And that was when you got a response from Russell.
Unofficial
Well-
version of the podcast. Let's start with that.
Have you tried turning it on and off again?
Who would you, apart from me turning around and saying you're Doctor Strange, who would you like to be in the Marvel comic universe, Russ?
Christ,
I
don't
don't
get
like
started
it.
on this.
Huh?
I don't watch it.
What?
I couldn't name one person that was Marvel compared to any of the other comics.
You're joking.
DC.
I have absolutely no interest in comics at all.
What? Not even the movies?
Not at all.
You're joking.
I can
How did
honestly,
I know that?
I can honestly say, when I was younger, we used to watch Spider-Man because it was on telly. But since I've become an adult, I've
Oh,
never,
Russ.
Now,
watched
Russ,
one
you
of
are
them.
getting Sophie's
Hang on,
joined
sorry.
us.
I can
Sophie,
say.
what you won't be able to see, podcast listeners, is Sophie has literally. We're recording in the lounge, in my lounge.
I'm going to upset her even more now and tell her I've not even seen an Harry Potter.
What?
Not read the book, not seen the movies.
Right. You've just
We've
shocked
lost.
Sophie.
We've lost Soap.
I
Right,
have
right.
absolutely no interest in it at all.
You're joking. No Marvel, no Harry Potter. How about Batman? How about DC?
Right, let's take it.
Probably
Take
the
it as
last
far back as
Batman.
we
Where's all the fun in your life?
Probably the last Batman I see was Christian Bale.
Yeah, they were
Who?
good. The Dark Knight ones. Yeah, they were.
Oh, I
really
don't
good.
like Batman.
All right.
It's a bit gruff and tumble for me.
So rough and tumble or rough and tumble?
Both.
It's rough and tumble and rough and tumble. What have you got against the Marvel comic universe?
Absolutely nothing. I just have no interest in it.
Really? That's the dog
Oh, yeah.
reacting to your disinterest in the Marvel comic universe, right?
It just doesn't interest me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair. Everyone's got their thing, you know. You're allowed to have your own
What's
thing.
your thing,
In,
Russ?
in all honesty,
What's your fictional thing?
I don't really watch any kind of fiction really.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I am very big on fiction. Love a bit of fiction, me.
Yeah, Charlotte is your nemesis when it comes to that. If you were in the Marvel comic universe, Russ, you'd be in a situation where you'd be like the person who wants to suck all joy out of the world.
I'm not saying people shouldn't enjoy it.
It's just you don't.
And if it was on telly and Kelly wanted to watch it, I'd quite happily sit here and let it play in the background.
You tolerate it, Russ. That's what you do. You
But
tolerate it.
my life more or less revolves around facts
Yeah, I know. I get that.
and understanding.
And I think that's the interesting thing, isn't it? I think if your brain is wired to just think in a different way,
Yeah.
those fictional worlds have got no interest.
I
in
just
it.
don't understand it. I just can't can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
I think I'm the opposite way. Like I'm always thinking about stuff beyond
Yeah.
like what's actually scientifically,
And
physically
And
possible.
weirdly, at the three of us, I'm the one in the middle. So I like reality. I like understanding sort of where I am, and understanding concepts and techniques that I can practically use in my life. I think all of that is really important. But I also get lost in fantasy sometimes.
Yeah, like I really I'm definitely big on Dungeons and Dragons right now. Very big on Dungeons and Dragons right now.
Very big.
See, I
Lost
get lost in games like Civilization.
Yeah.
Or
But they're framed in a potential reality, aren't they?
yeah,
'Cause they're actually based on.
so they're based on you rewriting history.
Yeah.
I just like the fantasy. I think there's a part of it that's like I just really I don't know. Sorry, I lost my brain there for a second. Let me have some more coffee and I'll get back to you.
Right. So we've decided on this podcast so far that I'm somewhere in the middle. Charlotte likes fantasy and Russ likes reality.
Yeah.
There's a few things we need to talk about on this podcast because we're traveling next week, aren't we? And
before the travel, we was meant to have cups of the week.
Oh yeah, let's talk about mug of the week.
Right, yes, okay. Concept. Instagram eats up niche stuff, Mugs, a new mug every
I
week.
feel like I'm on a social media training course, Russ. Do you? Yeah. Apparently, Instagram eats up niche stuff. Right?
Anyway,
That's
new mug every week, but they've all got business logos on them. Because I've got about 6 or 7 business branded logos.
So we've got the 6 or 7. We're definitely doing mug of the week, not mug of the month.
Depends on how much my mug income becomes. Like if we could get some more mugs in, I could do mug of the week. But if my flow of mugs isn't enough,
we need a mug flow, don't we?
I need a mug flow.
So
we need a mug flow.
You need
4 a month.
That's enough. We can do that.
Right?
We can do that. I mean, we could repeat a mug, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could repeat a mug. I would appreciate.
Let's just clarify: is that the royal we?
What do you mean by the royal? Oh,
Just me and you. We could repeat a mug.
I'm not getting involved.
Last time I got a phone call to say, "Can you get involved?" We're 6 years down the line, and it's cost me a mug.
But we are one of the most popular kindness podcasts in the world, Russ.
Well,
So,
we're the only kindness project.
I don't think we are.
we're the only kindness project podcast.
We're not the only kindness project.
Yeah, and that's good because I'm glad that there are people talking about amazing stuff going on in the world. But I mean, basically,
Mug of the week will not be a venture you will regret.
Why could we?
Sorry, hold on. It sounds like you are asking Russ. It sounds like you're selling it to Russ and getting Russ involved.
You know what the biggest problem is? I just can't say no to them. I just can't say no to any of the kids.
No, I won't ask you to.
Who's mug of the week now?
I didn't do it. If I
won't ask to be involved, Russ.
I promise you.
Right, I think mug of the week can be fairly independently run by Charlotte. Unless she starts a mug of the week podcast.
I'm not a business logo. I'm going to send you a mug with a picture of my face on it now.
Yeah, you know what? That would be amazing, right?
Then send that the next mug of the week.
First mug of the week. First mug of the week.
No, first mug of the week.
Oh yeah, this one and then that one.
Right, and then I'm going to send my mug on a mug, and we can be mugs of the week, can't we, Russ?
No.
I'm not summing up so that we can do it together. You can go
we can be trying mugs of the
You
week.
can go one side and I'll go the other.
I'll just search.
Russ is obsessed with creating mugs at the minute,
I'm
isn't
loving that
he? He,
idea.
he
I'm
loves a bit of
loving the
mug
idea of a mug
creation.
of the week.
You know what? I love a mug. Don't give me a cup to drink out of. Give me a mug, a good,
See,
like, decent mug every
Is
single
that-
time.
it's that little concept that's different to what everybody else is doing that people grab hold of.
Exactly. So you've sold Russ a mug of the week.
Yeah. I'm
What we need, podcast listeners, if you can help us out with this, and again, we will be promoting this on Havering Means Business, clearly.
business
Um,
community, yeah.
Oh damn, this is getting serious now.
Listen, we're putting our clout behind this. Our hundreds of thousands of listeners are going to help with Mug of the Week.
we need like a PO box for the mugs or something.
Well, where do we send it then? Right, we need to organise that. But if you've got a small business, regardless of where in the world it is, get involved in Mug of the Week. We would love for you to get involved.
But what does a business get out of Mug of the Week, though?
Free advertising. Free
You
advertising.
had a mention that when.
So as the Mug of the Week brand builds, effectively it's Charlotte promoting your business for free using the power of a mug.
That is great incentive, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I
And
think so.
you know what? If I break a mug, there's more on the way. And I really greatly appreciate that.
So Mug of the Week is go. We are gonna. I shouldn't be using my valuable time talking about Mug of the Week, Russ. But you know our marketing meeting on Monday. We're including. Are you in the office on Monday?
No.
We might have to
Not like
defer our
that.
market meeting until Tuesday, where part of that marketing is Mug of the Week.
Not going to happen.
Why isn't it going to happen?
So what you're
Yeah, I
saying
need
is
a
I
book,
shouldn't
yeah, I
set up
know,
a Mug
yeah.
of the Week Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, and no, actually, let's not do that, because one thing that we do want to talk about on the podcast is the Kindness Project book.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got some exciting news about that, listeners. We have now agreed a publishing deal for the Kindness Project book. It's fully edited. We're just going through a bit of consultation with all of the amazing people contained in the book, and we are hoping that this book is going to be out in October or November. That's the aim. October, November 2022. You will be able to buy it either on Kindle or in print publication, a copy of the Kindness Project
Can I have
book.
a signed copy?
Excellent.
You can have a signed copy. You might actually want to read this one. You didn't want to read my pensions book, did you? But
No, I read the dedication.
I've got to page 2 of the pensions book.
page 2. You got that far?
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. Well done. But yes, we are really excited. The Kindness Project book's coming out, and over the moon that we got there. It's a lot of hard work to get a book published, but we are there or thereabouts for that now. So, question of the podcast this week is, what's the best European city you've visited? Now, Russ, I know you're not a massive traveller, so you might not have that many European cities on your list, but where would you like to go?
Just on fire. Now, Norwich is paired.
Oh, he's going to Norwich again.
Hold on. Norwich is paired with a city in Germany. I can't remember the name of it now. It's an obscure one, but
What, like Norwich?
so I've been.
Sorry, are we going back to that argument and debate you had where you're going to try and persuade us that Norwich is the best city in the world?
In Germany, it's the best city in England. I've been to
What?
Norwich, so technically I've visited Germany, but the only official I used the
No, that's not the way it works. If you're twin with somewhere, you're just like you got a mate
No.
overseas.
Like, if you make
No.
one twin, doesn't automatically mean you're mates
Right,
with another.
Right, okay. Tell me this. When you go into Norwich, even though it's pinned with a German city, right, can you get a stein of lager in any of the pubs or a bratwurst? You know, the German sausage.
No.
Have you ever gone into a Norwich pub and gone, "Can I have your big German sausage?"
Please don't do that, Russ. Never. I've been
That's,
Right.
nice.
that's just been promoted to top of my bucket list.
So,
The only city I've ever visited outside of the UK is Paris.
how'd you find that?
I enjoyed the food. I didn't enjoy the city.
That's fair enough.
Mine
How's it compared to Norwich?
I was very young back then, and I didn't have the desire to enjoy the city as much.
Gotcha. So it might be different now. Now
so-
we
So like they've got some amazing architecture. I love a bit of architecture art. Yeah, it would be different now.
Paris. I mean, as you know, I was there earlier in the year. Paris
Right,
is. You know what? I'm murdered for travel because I have been to a decent number of places. And we were talking about the other day, and I genuinely, when I talk about places I've been, I'm not like massively well travelled, but I've been to sort of a decent number of places. And I said to Kaz, we talk about San Francisco, and said I've been there, loved it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
She went, "You do this thing where you like when somebody mentions a place, you want to tell a story about your experience on there." And I've got to be careful that doesn't come across as arrogant. Do you know what I mean?
You're well travelled. That's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's not just being well travelled when we're talking about going to a place and you go, I've been there.
that what
that
they don't like, Russ,
that
is
is a bit
the
much.
sarcastic laugh like that. I've been there.
I've never heard you say that about Norwich, though.
I've been to Norwich. It's not something I openly admit. I mean, I want you to edit that particular comment out the podcast.
Been to Norwich. Just
I mean that
smear it everywhere else.
that I do not want. I've been to Norwich on a mug with my face on. All right.
Well,
So yeah.
plenty of mugs in Norwich.
Huh?
There's plenty of mugs in Norwich.
I'm still
So-
confused on whether Mug of the Week is a go or not. But you know what?
I think me and Russ have already decided that mug of the week is a go, isn't it?
What about a location-based mug of the week? So
Oh yeah, down for that, Russ.
this week it could be sort of Essex. Next week is Scotland, and then you can pick mugs from these different locations.
Where are you going to get the mugs from?
Petition the council.
Phone them.
Phone them. Who's phoning them?
Just
Who are we phoning to order a
hold
mug?
on. Randomly look in the phone book. 5 companies. Phone them up. Say, "There's a bit of free advertising opportunity for you.
Why
Why don't you give it a go?"
That could work. You
Just
need to
look,
get on
one-
the blower.
Even
That's
if
how
you
that
just
works.
get 1 cup and you're sitting indoors one night, nothing on the telly.
I mean, that would be a weird call to get,
No,
though,
no.
wouldn't it? Right, let's just role play that. Right, I'm running my really busy financial planning business. You managed to get through my gatekeeper for some weird reason. So you actually managed to get through to me, which never happens anyway. But hello, Similar Financial Planning, Chris Dames speaking. How can I help?
Hello, Chris. I want them raised.
Oh, he's got a militant again. No, you're meant to be. You're meant to,
I'd like to point out this wouldn't actually occur because I've already pilfered a Cimello mug.
no, you've already got a Savannah mug. I get
So
that.
let me,
But what we're trying to test is this idea of phoning
Right,
the
no,
business
let
up.
me do it then. Let me do it then.
Right.
Ring ring.
hello.
Hello, mate. I'm just calling. I'm just calling because I've got a bit of an opportunity for you. I was wondering if you could put me through to.
People ain't gonna go for it like that, are they? So it's got to go like this.
Right, hold on. Hold on. I'll be the owner. Good afternoon, Savella Financial Planning. Chris Dames speaking. How can I help?
Give me your mug, son.
Give me your mug. Give me your mug. Right, you try it. Hello, good afternoon, Savella Financial Planning. I don't know why I'm putting my posh voice on. I'm using my common voice on the podcast a lot. Good afternoon, Savella Financial Planning. Chris Dames. I can't do the intro.
Do it. Oh, he didn't answer the phone. Typical.
Oh, you need to ring. You need to ring.
Ring.
Good afternoon, Savella Financial Planning. This is free advertising, Russ. This is the way to do it. Good afternoon, Savella Financial Planning. Chris Dames speaking. How can I help?
Hi, Chris. I was just calling with an opportunity for you that I think
Sorry, I'm really busy. I am so busy.
it's free advertisement. How would you feel about some free advertisement? In exchange, all I would need is a singular mug. I know a lot of businesses keep mugs.
Hello, this
in
is
the
Chris,
storeroom.
gatekeeper. Sorry, this call's terminated.
Right, I'm sorry, sir. Why are you hopping on this call? This is a private call. I would really appreciate if I could conduct my business without some interruption.
Right, so you're offering me free advertising. What have I got to do for it?
Send me one singular.
Is that your dog in the background? Genuinely, you try and have a professional business
That's
company.
seriously not professional.
I thought that was your dog in the background.
What is amazing, what you can't see, podcast listeners, is we're making the phone sign with our hands on a podcast, and then Russ on Zoom, every time he wants to get involved in the call, he's making the phone sign as well.
And it's not even the new one, it's the old one.
It's the old one. It's not that one. It's that one. Oh, right, go on then. Sorry. Let's start again. Ring, 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 ring.
Oh, no.
Good afternoon, financial. Oh. Good afternoon, Savella Financial Planning. Chris speaking. How may I help you?
Hello, Chris. I'm calling from Charlotte's Mug of the Week, where we provide free advertisement for businesses in exchange for one singular mug and the price of shipping. Would you be at all interested?
Now that is a very succinct and professional pitch.
That is good.
That's what you do. Tell me more.
And just hold fire. The more popular mug of the week becomes, the easier it's going to be to send it.
People then, it's like you know what it's like. It's like the podcast. Yeah, exactly. It's like the podcast. Do you remember all the effort, hassle, and time we went through at the start of the podcast trying to encourage people?
I don't know.
No.
Easy as pie.
Do you remember all the effort, hassle, and time you went through to try and encourage people?
Oh, remember that one.
Right. We've completely gone off tangent now. Listen, question of the podcast is we ain't even got past question of the podcast yet. When question of the podcast is what's the best European city you've ever visited? And you can get in touch with us once Charlotte finishes in the following ways.
Oh, right, yeah. On Twitter, we're at Ola Kindness. On Facebook, if you want to find us, just put the kindness.
If you want to find us.
I'm still stuck in my throat. On Facebook, if you want to find us, you just put the kindness project into the search bar. If you want to find us on Google, Kindness Project Podcast should be the first link. If not, why not? If you want to find us without going through Google, because we know it can be a bit finicky sometimes, it's www.thekindnessproject.co.uk. And if you want to email us directly without going through the faff of digging through our website to try and find our email, it's oliver@thekindnessproject.co.uk. If you want to find us anywhere else, email us there, and then try and establish some rapport with Russ. Maybe he would think about establishing.
Phone Russ and go, hello Russ, I'm from Mugs with
Charlotte's Mug of the Week.
Charlotte's Mug of the Week. Would you know some free advertising? Yeah, do that sort of stuff. And on that note, because we've definitely spoke way too much nonsense than we normally do, let's move on to
Kindness News. News.
You know what? You know what? You know what she's doing, right? She's making this more difficult for you to edit.
Cheers.
Cheers. Right, good.
Not intentionally, Russ. I'm so sorry if this
Definitely
causes,
intentionally.
I'm so sorry if this causes any grievance for you. I'm
honestly,
just
it's not-
caffeinated.
Honestly, it's not a problem. I'm just going to leave it all in. And hope
Thank
for the
you.
best people still tune in.
Is that how it reads us as
That's
podcast content
lit-
producers?
that is-
Leave it all in and hope for the best.
That is literally our policy.
People are like us or not.
Right.
Oh, I saw this.
So you can tell this story.
There was a man. I've completely disregarded the article. Man goes to rescue one kitten and is ambushed by 12 more in a roadside meat cute.
I like that phrase, meet cute. I don't know
Yeah.
what it means, but I like it.
You don't? It's
No.
like a trope thing, you know. Just random chance brings two people together.
Huh? Meet
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah. A Louisiana man was surprised to find a stray kitten in the middle of the road. The poor thing was weary and dirty and not shy about approaching him. Robert Brantley picked up the grey striped kitten, an act which was, to quote Gandalf the White, the falling of small stones that begins an avalanche. A stampede of kittens soon came pattering out from the bushes. They swarmed Brantley's feet, clearly wanting to be the next to go for a handheld ride through the air. There were a dozen in all, but that didn't stop Brantley from loading them up in his car and taking them all home for a bath and some. Anyone wanting a kitten as a screaming price, I'll cut you a deal, he wrote as the caption of a video that went viral on Instagram. Soon he was receiving hundreds of adoption offers for the little ones. Shortly after he posted the video, when all 12 kittens were loading up in his car, he noted that the tactical Honda was not prepared for this. It bears repeating that in many instances, people think they're rescuing kittens when in reality, the mother cat is out hunting or hiding from the approaching rescuer. Indeed, some of the Instagram comments note that when people find kittens who seem lost, they should look around or wait a few hours to see if they can find the mother.
Yeah, so take a look on Instagram. The guy's name is Robert Brantley, and that's a very cute cat story. Now, weirdly, I'm not a cat person.
I like dogs.
I'm a dog person, but certainly,
Oh yeah, your protest about when we got the boy,
yeah.
you didn't want him.
Well, I'm more of a dog person than a cat person, and now we've got a dog. I absolutely love it. The next story is Together for Short Lives. Littlehampton pupils rewarded for their kindness. 3 Littlehampton girls who have been thinking of others have been thanked and rewarded for their efforts. This is from Sussex World.
The Year 6 pupils at Lyminster Primary raised money for Together for Short Lives by making gifts and selling them after school.
The UK charity for children's palliative care is currently Morrison's charity partner, and Alison Whitburn, community champion at the Littlehampton store, wanted to reward the 3 girls for their kindness. Olivia, Lily, Rose and Abigail raised £45 and gave the charity £23 and the other £22 to Cancer Research UK. I thought this was really good of them and gave them some lovely chocolate as a gift.
And stationery, don't forget stationery.
And stationery. You know what? What underpins charity in this country? You know, the big gifts are really important and the legacies are really important and all that. But what really underpins this country, I think we had the conversation on last week's podcast, is just people doing stuff that generates 100 quid or 200 quid. The amount of times that I've had conversations on this podcast where people have said to me, that every single penny helps, and you just need as many people as possible sort of fundraising and donating. So well done to those 3 little girls for doing that. And on that note, we're going to move on to the interview. We've got an interview with Paul Minter from the charity Head Up. Head Up is a new charity focusing on mental health for people who used to be in the armed forces. Paul's doing an amazing job, and he's doing this amazing fundraising run at the minute around the UK.
Oh, he's lapping the coast, isn't he?
He is. He's going all the way around. So we're going to let Paul tell us a little bit about him, the charity, and tell us a bit about what he's up to. Hi, Paul. Welcome to the Kindness Project. How are you?
Hello, and yeah, really well, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
So we always start on the kindness. So I just had a slurp of coffee there mid podcast. That was
on the table.
Oh, I better move that. Better put it on a tray. Paul, let's start where we always start on the Kindness Project. Tell us a bit about you.
So my name's Paul Minter. I was in the armed forces for 18 years in the army, the House of Cavalry to be precise. And I've done 5 frontline tours in Afghanistan and Iraq. That's 3.5 years of my life. Been blown up twice, lost lots of friends, saved lots of people, been awarded bravery awards for stuff that I've done.
Yeah.
Got to Sergeant Major and lost lots of friends to suicide, unfortunately, way too many to mention. Decided that enough was enough. Me and some friends left the army. 4 years short of my pension, so I don't get my pension, but losing friends was more important than financial gain. We decided to tackle the subject with mental health and people in the armed forces and veterans, and trying to help stem the increasing numbers of suicide. And we've decided to develop a multi-million-pound positive mindset retreat where anyone in the armed forces from any service, whether they're serving now or they have served, they can go to completely for free for 7 days, and they're going to learn multiple different methods and how they can improve their own mental well-being in different ways, multiple different ways, giving them good tools basically to help themselves and to kind of set the charity. So we've got a full non-for-profit charity, and I thought the best way to get the charity name out there, get a bit of funding, spread the word, let people know that the services are there, was to run 5,000 miles around the UK coastline.
As you do. As you clearly do. But I mean, we'll certainly talk about actually a decent amount about the challenges as we move on. Couple of really interesting sort of questions that I'm just curious about. Firstly, what was the motivation for joining the forces originally for you?
When I didn't know anyone from the forces, so it wasn't like I was following anyone's footsteps. But I think I was about 8 years old, and I watched the Royal Marine Commando program. I think I had TV, and I was just amazed by what they were doing. I loved the challenge. I just thought I was really inspired by it, and it never left me. It was up until the age of 16. It was still niggling in my brain that that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so I did. At 16 years old, I went down to the careers office and signed up.
Yeah, and I suppose the interesting thing for me, and I'd be interested to understand your thoughts on this. My understanding of when you, and we've had people who run charities now who have come from a forces background before, haven't we? So Chris Haycock, and there's other people we've interviewed who have done similar sort of things before. But the interesting thing is you talk about that positive mindset, and what's the difference between what they teach you in the forces about mindset and what you need when you come out to potentially have really good emotional and mental well-being? What do you think?
Well, what they teach you in the armed forces is very good. It's very regimented.
Yeah.
It's, you're getting up at certain times. You're outside straight away. You're doing fitness. So that's all good. It's very positive in that sense. You're surrounded by people constantly, but the training is intense. There is a serious amount of long periods of high intensity training. Learning quite often, you're learning to kill. You're learning to defend and kill, and you're up there. Your brain's going 1,000 miles an hour. But what they do struggle with is bringing people back down again.
Gotcha.
So when people leave the armed forces, they're still up there. They're still flying around 1,000 miles up in the sky. And the civilian world isn't like that. And when you're then surrounded by a community which isn't on that same wavelength, all sorts of problems occur.
Yeah, and I suppose the other thing is as well is you've got because you need to have a heightened sense of danger in the forces, which in the civilian world is that actually can torture and punish you mentally as opposed to help you survive, right?
Absolutely. One of the big problems with people in the armed forces, especially those that have been on tours in places like Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, all these sorts of areas in the most more common years, they suffer with paranoia a lot. Because your alertness is in a high readiness state. That's it. And I suffered with paranoia really badly. I think I came back from my fourth tour. So, and that the job I used to do, I joined another unit on top of what I was in, which done some more specialist sort of stuff. And we were constantly under attack. We didn't know who around us was actually friendly, who wasn't. Was there going to be a bomb or an improvised explosive device when we opened a door? Are we going to step on one? And quite often our friends around us did. Some people often around me, like I say, I've been blown up twice. I'm very fortunate that I've survived them. Many people that didn't survive them that I was with. So when I came back from my fourth tour, I was seeing people following me. I was looking out the window. I was certain there was someone out there, and my brain just couldn't comprehend that I was safe. It couldn't do it, and I got to an extent. I got so bad that I wouldn't go out the house, and it led to anxiety, huge anxiety, and then because I wasn't leaving the house, it led to depression, and all these things. It's just a snowballing effect, and
Gotcha.
a lot of veterans, a lot of armed service
You're trying to be ready for that environment, and then you're in that environment, and when you come out, it's those mental states just don't change, do they? That's the reality of it. So I know you're doing amazing work with the charity. Tell me a bit about Head Up and the work you're doing that.
So we we come up with a business plan. Like I say, we've done lots of surveys, lots of research, lots of our own knowledge. And some of the things that were missing was a lot of the help, pretty much all the help you get in the armed forces when you need it. They send you to a place which is still in the armed forces environment.
Yeah.
So this trauma that has caused you to feel in a certain way is probably coming from the armed forces, but the help you're getting is still in the armed forces.
Yeah, still in that culture, right? Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And you can't get better when you're in that environment. So the retreat itself is going to be, even though it's for armed forces personnel and community, the retreat is going to be completely unmilitarized. That's one of the first and major things that we want. But also, we want to be very proactive. So anyone can come, and as long as they have been in the armed forces, or they still are, they can come and join us. We're not asking for them to have a medical evaluation. We don't care whether they're on the last tether and they're about to give up on life, or they're in a great place, but they just want to learn new methods. So we're trying to catch people before they even get to that stage.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue that, prevention might be better than cure, right? So people who have just come out who think, actually I feel all right, but I want to learn some techniques might be the right, it's not a bad place to start that, is it? Do you know what I mean? At that point where...
Before the snowball gets...
Yeah, potentially, yeah. So I'm really excited about this. Tell me about how much money have you got to raise for the retreat? What's the longer term plan? When are you planning to open it? Tell me all about that.
Yeah, so we've put a business plan together to develop the retreat, to cover the wages for staff, to cover the cost of each individual throughout the 7 days, and also for 2 years worth of running. We've worked it out to be roughly around £3 million, which is it's a huge feat to try and get that. But the money is out there, so it's just about letting people, persuading, especially the big grant givers, that we are the right people to be given the grants to. We have full non-for-profit charity, which was the main thing. So no one can financially gain from our charity apart from the beneficiaries. We're completely transparent. Everyone can see where the money goes. We're audited all the time. So that was the main thing, and we got that. It wasn't easy, but we managed to get it. And we were registered as of August 2021. We started fundraising as of September. We've been currently on about £354,000.
Okay.
So we're doing really well, absolutely smashing our targets. Because people they can see the benefit of what we're doing. They want it to happen. We've got lots of charities that want to work with us. We've got lots of business, because one of the key things is businesses. We're going to business and we're saying, look, have you got veterans in your organisation? Yes. Are you mandated to give them mental health training throughout the year. Yes. Well, guess what? We've got a free 7-day positive mindset retreat we're about to set up. It will be fantastic to send them over here. They can learn different methods and then pass it on to people in your workplace.
Yeah.
So businesses are seeing that and they're like, wow, what a fantastic idea. Let's help you get it up and running.
So that was Paul, first part. We've got more from Paul next week, and we're really excited to share what he's up to. On that note,
Here's the end of another podcast, but the end's never truly the end because the end is always the beginning of something entirely new. And this week, I once again have my wonderful mug from Russ, and I'm going to keep bringing it up because I love it so much.
well done, Russ. So this week we've got last week's question of the podcast, which is, what's the best band name you've ever heard? And there was some really amazing band names.
We didn't get a lot of responses to this one.
Out there.
Oh, actually,
One of them.
sorry, I just want to scroll down on your little document, see if we've got any more Twitter responses.
We've got a few. No, it was a smaller selection of answers this week, but the quality is amazing. So, John Cook said Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. Chris Budd said, "Oh, I've got so many, but I've always liked Ted, Mucus, and the Membranes." However, I've just looked it up and it seems they've never existed. So he just made up the name, Ted Mucus and Membranes. Sam Binstead said, We Were Promised Jetpacks is his favourite. And Steve Bazzacase likes Mama Jerk and the Ladyfingers. And on that note, talking about Ladyfingers, we are going to end this podcast. Have a lovely week. See you next week on the Kindness Project.
Bye.
Bye.